What if you dropped a modern spotted hyena into the dawn of the giants, the Permian period, over 200 million years ago? Could she conquer the supercontinent of Pangaea? You rest in the deep shadows of ancient conifers and seed ferns, your chest heaving with heavy, labored breaths. You are a prime adult female spotted hyena. But right now your belly is massive, heavy, and dragging low. You are 105 days into your pregnancy. Birth is only days away. You lower your massive head, your wet nose brushing the prehistoric dirt. You don't sneak around like a feline. Instead, you adopt a steady, energy-saving trot, pacing up a dried-out seasonal riverbed. The air carries a bizarre scent, a mix of muddy musk and raw protein. At the end of the riverbed, in a sticky, drying mud pool, faint bubbles break the surface. You stop, locking onto a low-frequency paddling sound beneath the sludge. Armed with thick shin bones and blunt, powerful claws, you don't blindly dive in. You follow the scent to the edge and start digging with a furious, rhythmic frenzy. Mud flies everywhere. You brutally rip open a submerged hibernation burrow. A bizarre, 3-foot-long Diplocaulus, a prehistoric amphibian with a massive boomerang-shaped head covered in thick defensive slime, is yanked from the muck. The moment it tries to whip its tail and slide back into the deep water, your massive jaws snap shut, flawlessly clamping down on its softer torso. The creature thrashes wildly, but it's futile. You don't waste time picking around its strange skull. Utilizing your highly specialized teeth, you crush and swallow its fat-rich tail, internal organs, and cartilaginous fragments whole. The high-protein payload hits your stomach, instantly spiking your blood sugar and pumping a relentless stream of nutrients to the unborn cubs in your womb. Days later, your search for high-protein prey continues. The ecosystem here is alien and complex. In the shrinking shallows, 6-foot Xenacanthus freshwater sharks are trapped by the dropping water levels. But you ignore the spiky fish. Your target is a Chroniosuchus lurking deep in the shoreline mud. This late Permian armored predator is nearly 6 feet long, sporting a row of hardened bone plates down its spine, like a prehistoric monitor lizard in heavy armor. It lies in ambush, waiting for a passing mesosaur. You don't charge blindly into the sticky mud. You pace yourself, utilizing the downwind advantage to close in silently. The Chroniosuchus senses the vibrations in the dirt. It snaps its flat skull toward you, opening a mouth full of needle-like teeth to unleash a piercing hiss. Your reflexes are lightning fast. The microsecond it tries to slide back into the water, your limbs explode with kinetic energy. You dive forward, bypassing its hardened skull and armored spine, and clamp your jaws directly onto its back. The beast violently thrashes its heavily armored body, but you dig your hind legs in and yank backward, brutally dragging it out of the water and onto the dry, red dirt. Stripped of its aquatic buoyancy, the creature is incredibly clumsy on land. You lock your jaws onto its throat cartilage. A sickening crunch echoes as you completely extinguish its resistance. You don't bother peeling off the armor plates. You just start tearing off massive chunks of meat. With a full belly, your most urgent task is finding an absolute safe zone. In an era crawling with giants, the surface is a death trap. You find an abandoned burrow. The entrance is narrow and bone dry. Using your powerful front legs, you heavily modify it, excavating rocks and roots until the tunnel is over 6 feet deep. You tailor the entrance so that it perfectly fits your body and nothing larger. It is an impenetrable natural fortress against the massive beasts of Pangaea. On the third morning, the brutal contractions arrive. Outside, the ancient world is bustling. Suminia chatter in the conifers, and herds of Lystrosaurus migrate across the morning dew. Inside the dark, safe earth, you give birth to 2 cubs. Guided by scent, the tiny warriors immediately begin to nurse. But by the 4th day, the extreme caloric toll of lactation leaves you facing a massive energy deficit. Dehydration and calcium depletion cause your milk supply to drop. You need to hunt, and you need a massive payload of protein. In the misty morning of the equatorial plains, your nose catches a colossal scent from downwind. A 10-foot, 2,000-pound Esteminosuchus stands alone at the edge of the tundra, feeding on giant horsetails. This bizarre late Permian herbivore looks like a living, breathing heavy tank, its skull covered in strange bony knobs and blunt horns. You swagger out of the brush into its blind spot. The 2,000-pound giant spots you. Relying on its massive size, it raises its knobby head and unleashes a deep, vibrating bellow. You don't back down. You answer with a provocative, mocking whoop. Enraged, the Estamenosaucus swings its bulky frame and charges. But here is where the fatal flaw of Permian anatomy reveals itself. While it stands somewhat upright, its cardiovascular system and heat dissipation are incredibly primitive. It cannot sustain high-intensity muscle bursts. After sprinting less than 300 feet, the beast is forced to stop, crippled by a massive spike in body temperature and severe lactic acid buildup. Its heavy breathing sounds like a broken bellows. You, on the other hand, possess a highly evolved mammalian respiratory system and a deep chest cavity that allows for seamless deep breathing while sprinting. You weaponize this endurance. You launch forward, locking your jaws onto the soft flank of its left hind leg. The giant roars in pain and tries to counter, but you elegantly backstep, dodging the strike. Continuous blood loss, oxygen deprivation, and extreme heat exhaustion completely destroy the prehistoric titan's will to fight within 20 minutes. When the Estamenosaucus finally collapses into the mud, the real feast begins. You gorge yourself, packing 30 pounds of fresh, bloody meat into your stomach. Your belly bulges once more, but this time, it is filled with the ultimate energy to be converted into milk. You return to your den fully loaded, but 150 feet from the entrance, an unfamiliar scent hits the air. A 12-foot, 660-pound Inostrancevia, the ultimate apex predator of the late Permian, is prowling right outside your burrow. Its 6-inch blade-like saber teeth as it uses its massive front claws to dig at the narrow entrance of your den. From deep inside, the terrified shrieks of your cubs echo out. Maternal fury instantly vaporizes any fear of the size difference. You don't blindly rush into a brawl with a monster 5 times your weight. You drop your stance and face the beast. It opens its blood-red jaws, flashing its saber teeth, and unleashes a deafening prehistoric screech. The Inostrancevia steps forward, taking a massive swipe at you with its heavy claws. You execute a clean, lightning-fast lateral dodge and instantly counter, locking your jaws directly onto the most vulnerable soft tissue of its ankle. Your teeth sink deep, applying a bone-crushing bite force. The saber-toothed tyrant rips itself free and tries to backhand you, but your agile footwork keeps you just out of reach. This hit-and-run joint-snipping harassment tactic drives the Permian apex predator into a state of furious anxiety. After a tense, 10-minute standoff, the tyrant of the Permian finally breaks. It lets out a frustrated roar, turns around, and drags its unwilling, bleeding steps away from your territory. The crisis is over. You rush into the den. Your cubs catch your scent and greedily swarm you. You lie down on the red dirt, lifting your hind leg to let them press against your belly. The 2 cubs let out satisfied purrs, greedily drinking the only concentrated mammalian essence on this ancient continent. Months pass. The rainy season hits the Red Rock Canyons. Your 2 cubs have shed their pitch-black newborn coats for the thick, dark-spotted fur that matches yours. Their shoulders are bulking up, and their incisors and canines are hardening from gnawing on the prehistoric bones you bring home. Under your guidance, they have learned how to dig dormant Diplocaulus out of the mud, how to snatch solitary Suminia off tree trunks, and how to ambush small Dicynodonts in the brush. The supercontinent of Pangaea remains vast, savage, and complex. Gliding reptiles soar through the air, armored beasts lurk in the water. Yet, in this ancient, diverse world, long before the evolution of dinosaurs, let alone modern felines and canines, you have successfully established an unbreakable foundation. Through unyielding maternal instinct, cold calculated anatomy, an industrial-grade digestive system, and impeccable parenting, you have claimed this alien timeline. The sunset bleeds across the red sandstone cliffs. You stand on the highest boulder above your den, your 2 half-grown cubs flanking your legs. You raise your head to the rich, 200-million-year-old prehistoric night sky and unleash a long, haunting, and absolutely dominant whoop. In this ancient land, your bloodline is officially continuing in the most primal, unstoppable way imaginable.